Hello and welcome to Knowledge Junction. In this video, we will be discussing about India-Myanmar relations. Myanmar's president is on a state visit to India and during this visit, around 10 key agreements have been signed. Let's understand why Myanmar is important for India on its eastern borders. See, India has always considered Myanmar to be a critical neighbor, mainly because of insurgency in the northeast. Over the years, a number of insurgent outfits have established a safe haven along India-Myanmar borders, which is densely forested, plus Myanmar's proximity makes it convenient for the insurgent outfits to source weapons and to engage in trafficking of drugs, human beings, and as well as wildlife products. Of friendship, which was signed in 1951. India and Myanmar shares a long land border of over 1600 km and a maritime border in the Bay of Bengal. Now, there are some reasons of which are also called as areas of cooperations relations. First, we will talk about strategic significance. Myanmar, as we know, Myanmar shares borders of about 1600 kilometers, and this falls under 4 Indian states: Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh in northeast India. Myanmar is India's gateway to Southeast Asian countries. Myanmar and India Indian borders is highly porous, poorly guarded and located along a remote and densely forested area, and this provide a convenient and a safe haven for the insurgent outfits to source weapons and to engage in trafficking of drugs, human beings and as well as wildlife products. Myanmar is also important from security point of view, as influx of sizable number of Rohingyas from Myanmar's Rakhine state continues, which poses a challenge to India's security. India even believes that in the past China has enabled the northeast insurgent outfits by using Myanmar as a base. Even today, the Kaplang fraction of NSCN is based out of Myanmar. So for India, promoting border security and promoting counter-insurgency cooperation with Myanmar has always been a top priority. Apart from border security issues or cooperation area, another important area of cooperation which is more integral to India's is Look East Act East policy, because Myanmar literally serves as a land bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia, and India has always seen Myanmar as a gateway to other Southeast Asian countries. Then, of late countering China's influence and establishing a closer connectivity to Myanmar, and has emerged as a top priority for India. An economic relationship with Myanmar, and it has invested heavily in Myanmar in fields like oil, gas and infrastructure sector as well. As a part of these investments, China is developing a port called Kyakpu Port, which opens to the Bay of Bengal, and it is developing the special economic zones. China has also planned to connect Kyakpu Port to the special economic zone area and to the mainland China through a series of rail and road networks. All of these projects are a part of China's ambitious China-Myanmar economic corridor, which is a key component of China's Belt and Road Initiative. And in order to counter these Chinese investments, India has to invest in the development of infrastructure projects. So it is very important for India to invest and see Myanmar as a gateway. Myanmar and India, and bilateral trade we have seen that bilateral trade between the two countries have grown from 12.4 million in 1980 to 81 to 2.18 billion in 2016-17. Myanmar is also a beneficiary of a duty-free tariff preference scheme for least developed countries, and some of the Indian companies such as ESED, GAIL, ONGC Videsh Limited, etc. have invested in Myanmar's energy sector as well. Cooperation in banking sector is also crucial for the investment and trade and is moving ahead steadily. United Bank of India and Exim Bank have been representative offices in Myanmar. Now another area of concern is connectivity, which is, I think, according to me, it's most important, because all other areas get birth from this area, that is connectivity. So India is also on the right path of developing a connectivity between India and Myanmar, so that it can move forward in all other sectors. And India is now understanding the requirement of connectivity, and in order to counter the Chinese investments, India have invested in the development of Situe Port, which is located at the mouth of river Kaladan. At the mouth, we can see this Situe Port, which is here, and in this image. And this Situe Port is located at the mouth of river Kaladan, and India is planning to exploit. This is the Situe Port, and India is planning to exploit the hydrocarbon reserves of Myanmar that is located at the coast of this Kaladan river of Rakhine State. With the objective in mind, India is building the Kaladan multi-modal project. This project plans to connect the Kolkata port of India to the Situe port through a maritime route. From here, India is building island waterway connectivity over river Kaladan, and finally India building highway to connect this project with the southeast of India. This project will not only help India to exploit the economic potential of Myanmar, but also help India to create an alternative to the northeast of India, which will help in overcoming the strategic weakness at the Siliguri corridor, because right now the only route through which the Indian mainland is connected to the northeast of India is through the Siliguri corridor, or the chicken snake of India. This narrow patch of land is a strategic weakness for India, because it is surrounded by multiple international borders, and the route also passes through a difficult hilly terrain. So if the Kaladan multimodal project is completed, it will open a new alternative route for mainland India to connect with the northeast of India. India is also building a trilateral highway which will bring South Asia closer to Southeast Asia, and this upcoming trilateral highway will help in unlocking economic potential of northeast of India, exploiting the south economic potential, exploiting the Southeast Asian markets. So these are some of the reasons why India sees Myanmar as a crucial neighbor as its eastern Myanmar is development assistance what India provides to Myanmar. India has already extended a $2 billion in soft loans. India also provides assistance in setting up institutions such as learning institutions and research institutions such as Myanmar Institute for Information Technology, Advanced Center for Agriculture Research and Education, Myanmar India Center for Enhancement of IT Skills, and India Myanmar Industrial Training Center, etc. A new India proposal suggests the setting up of infrastructure and socio-economic projects jointly with Myanmar in Rakhine State as well, which is the most disturbed state area in Myanmar region because of the Rohingyas issue. In this area, education, health, agriculture, roads and small power projects, etc. will be focused. Now, another area of cooperation is defense cooperation. India-Myanmar bilateral army exercise, MBAX, aimed at building and promoting closer building and promoting closer relations with armies of Myanmar. Myanmar is key partner in fight to end insurgency in India's northeast. Another area of cooperation is cultural significance. India and Myanmar share a cultural ties in terms of Buddhist heritage and shared history of colonialism. India is undertaking some key initiatives to strengthen its ties by restoration of Ananda Temple in Bagan and repair and conservation activities for a number of damaged pagodas. Another area of cooperation is humanitarian assistance. Mora in 2017, Khomein in 2015 and earthquake in Shan state in 2010. India also offered to provide support in capacity building and in disaster risk management in strengthening Myanmar's national disaster response mechanism. And also another area is Indian community. There are almost average estimate is 1.2 to 2 million people of Indian origin are living and working and in various parts of Myanmar. So this also creates a good friendly relations, good bilateral relations. Another area of cooperation is, and I think this is the most important area of cooperation, multilateral partnership. Myanmar is a keystone species in India's strategy to bridge South and Southeast Asia through BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. Myanmar's membership of ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, BIMSTEC and Mekong-Ganga cooperation has introduced a regional and sub-regional dimension to bilateral relations and added significance in our Act East policy. We have been supportive of India's stand in various international organizations, and we have also supported Myanmar Association with SAARC as an observer, a status Myanmar formally acquired in 2008. Now, there are some challenges as well between India development of cooperation between India and Myanmar relations. First is the international security. It's a major concern for India because of the porous Indo-Myanmar border, through which many insurgents take safe haven, enter into India and take safe haven, and also do drug trafficking and wildlife trafficking, etc. Another area of concern is bilateral trade between India and Myanmar still falls short of expectation. Another is overtime trust deficit, which has widened between India and Myanmar because of the Indian reputation of delaying implementation of the various projects. China has asserted itself by soft power as well as trade and economic relations with Myanmar by taking large infrastructure projects such as China is developing. I have already mentioned this project in the previous sections, which is Kyak Phu Port, which opens to the Bay of Bengal, and also developing special economic zone. China has planned to connect Kyak Phu Port to special economic zone and then to the mainland China through rail and road networks, and all these projects are a part of ambitious China-Myanmar economic corridor, which is none other than a part of Road and Belt Initiative of China, which is influencing Myanmar is a potential threat for India. India has found it difficult to counter Chinese influence in Myanmar till now. What can India do then? Then India, by blending business, culture and diplomacy, can create a strong connect between the two countries. The 5 Bs: Buddhism, business, Bollywood, Bharatanatyam and Burma teak. These are the 5 Bs that can be used, that can frame India-Myanmar relations in a popular imagination. The relations now are acquiring greater economic weight and strategic orientation. Myanmar's discussing an entire gamut of bilateral issues including trade and investment, energy and development and cooperation, leading to signing of 10 agreements, and they are and this includes the launch of a bus service between Imphal and Mandalay as a part of improving the further connectivity between the two countries. India has agreed to assist Myanmar in the construction of integrated check post at Tamu, the border village located in Myanmar, and the construction of this integrated check post is expected to improve people-to-people relations between the two countries, because in 2018 both the countries had signed the land border crossing agreement, and this agreement allows the free movement of people between the border villages, provided if they have valid documents. Under this agreement, 2 points of entry and exit have been designed. One is between Moreh and Tamu, and Moreh is a key border town in Manipur. It will connect Tamu on Myanmar side, and the other point of entry and exit is at Jokhabatar and Ree. So as a part of this agreement, India has agreed to assist Myanmar in the construction of integrated checkpoint. India has also agreed to provide Bhavatron 2nd to facilitate its treatment of cancer patients. See, Bhavatron 2nd is a medical radiation equipment that has been indigenously developed by Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So India will be providing this equipment free of cost to Myanmar in order to help Myanmar to treat its cancer patients, and this further strengthen the cooperation in the health sector. Now, then the both countries have agreed to further improve their cooperation with regard to exploration of petroleum reserves and the construction of oil refineries. Quick impact project schemes to Myanmar. Under this project, India will take up capacity development initiatives such as building of schools, hospitals, water tanks, etc., which would provide a quick and immediate benefit to the local people. Now, India will also be helping Myanmar to implement its national project of electronic ID cards, e-ID cards, which will be modeled on the lines of Aadhaar card in India. The next is India has agreed to make more investments to the Rakhine state. India has agreed to make more investments to the Rakhine state. The Rohingya, who are a Muslim minority, they have been persecuted and oppressed by the Buddhist majority with the support of Myanmar's army and government. Massive violence have been witnessed in the Rakhine state over Rohingya over the last few years, and hence the United Nations has labelled the Rohingyas as the world's most persecuted minority, and because of this persecution, lakhs of Rohingyas have fled to neighbouring countries such as India, Bangladesh, Thailand and even Malaysia in order to seek refuge. So the Rakhine state's development has been landed in order to rehabilitation of these Rohingya victims, and as a part of this assistance, India has already committed around $25 million in order to construct houses for Rohingya victims. Have agreed to continue their negotiations with regard to pending treaties like Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty and the Extradition Treaty. These agreements were particularly important for India because if they are concluded, it will help India to extradite Northeast insurgents who have shot. Then India has agreed to assist Myanmar in the establishment of its diplomatic training academy, and India will also be extending the national knowledge network to Myanmar. And finally, an agreement has been signed to prevent human trafficking and to provide for further rehabilitation. So we can say that through such agreements, India will try to come up to expectations with the Southeast Asia, and which the Southeast Asia have always been hoping that India must act as an activist and play an active role in shaping the more stable and balance of power in the region, to mount tensions between the China and some of the Southeast Asian neighbors in the South China Sea. So this is it in this video. In the next video, we will be discussing some another more important topics. So before that, I will just request you guys, if you like my videos, do share it and subscribe my channel. This is it in this video. Have a great day. Thank you.